Morning everyone. This is a quick video. Well, it was intended to be a quick video. It was intended to be a minute. I've tried about 8 times now and I cannot fit this into a minute. So I'm going to do release the full video, put it on YouTube. So if anyone wants to watch it, just click on the link below. And I'm going to be doing these regularly now. So if anyone else has any other questions, please feel free to ask me, DM me, or comment on it, and I'll be more than happy to get back to you. I obviously can't promise when I will get back to you, but I promise I will. So I'm getting a lot of questions recently about property, and I figured instead of just answering the questions on the DMs and helping one person out, I may as well kind of do a video of the answer, and that way it might help more than one person out, which would be kind of cool. So the first question was from Mark and his partner Lauren, and it was about what to invest in first, and about whether to invest in flips or invest in HMOs. So bear in mind that this is I'm gonna say what I would do if it was me, and that way I'm not giving any advice or anything, you know, financial advice, but I'm just saying what I would do if I was in that kind of situation. And what I wouldn't really do flips, because if you're buying well and you're buying kind of, depending on which part of the market you're buying in, and especially if you want to get to HMOs, I would kind of be trying to buy and rinse and repeat, you know, and do the momentum investing. That's the way that I would kind of structure it. First of all, you get to keep the asset, and if there's enough margin in it, you get your money back anyway, which is kind of, you know, the holy grail, but that's what you're looking for. So there's no point in selling it if it's got that kind of margin in, as long as it meets the, you know, the rental threshold criteria for the 1.45 for your mortgage and all that kind of stuff. As long as it meets that, then I don't see why you would sell it. And also, you're building up your landlord experience, which is super important now, especially if you want to get into HMOs. I think you need a 2 years landlord experience. You can get mortgages with less, but you're just going to be putting more of a deposit in. I think I got one with TMW a couple of years back when I only had one house. They were still funny about it, but I had to put a 35% deposit in, so obviously that kind of hits it pretty hard, especially with HMOs, especially trying to convert and all that kind of stuff. You're talking, you're gonna be getting up to 100k to get into a deal with a HMO with that kind of deposit, especially in Nottingham Derby, by the way. That's what I'm talking about. So for me, if it were me, I wouldn't do flips, no. I would concentrate on doing momentum investing and trying to get all of my money, or as close to all of my money, back out of single lets, building up that landlord experience, and then moving on to HMOs when I could. The other option, and it's all of this is budget dependent, and you know, with all your strategy, you should be kind of reverse engineering it and working backwards. So if you want to be financially free and you want to earn like £1,000 a month, then you need to figure out how to get there with the budget that you have. And if you've got 10k and you want to get to £1,000 a month, then you're not going to be able to do momentum investing, and you're not going to be able to buy a HMO. You need to be looking at rent to rents, PLOs, that kind of thing, where the access level is lower. And I've got friends that have used rent to rent contracts as landlord experience, so that can be done. Obviously speak to your mortgage broker about this, but it can be done. I know 2 friends that have done that now. So depending on budget, if I had a good sized budget, I would start with momentum investing. If I didn't, I'd start looking for rent to rents and PLOs. I mean, you could cross them over and do the same, you know, the same kind of things if you were desperate to get into HMOs, and just look for PLOs and rent to rents and leave out the momentum investing. But it's always good to get it's always good when you start to have a strong understanding of what property is, and momentum investing is a really good way to kind of learn that, especially if you want to be adding value to things and pulling that out. Momentum investing is probably the best way to learn that. Rent to rents and PLOs, although they're great, and although you will still get far with those, if it were me, and I'm doing this all of it, if it were me, I'd say 100k or something. I'd start with momentum investing and move forward that way. So I hope that helped. Like I said, any other questions, just ping them across, and I'll see you soon.